18 months ago, Dave was refreshing his bank app every morning, hoping his freelance invoice had finally cleared. Today, that same bank app shows something different, a business that pulled in $51,000 last month. Alone. No investors. No co-founder. No office. And the wildest part? The idea that got him there almost didn't happen. He nearly deleted the first version of this product the night before he launched it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what he built, how he built it, and the 3 decisions that turned a side project into a real business, decisions you can actually copy. Let's rewind. Dave wasn't some overnight AI genius. Before any of this, he was a mid-level freelance designer, juggling client work, chasing late payments, and quietly burning out. Some months he made $4,000. Some months he made $400. He didn't have a technical background. He'd never shipped a piece of software in his life. What he did have was something more useful than code. He had a problem he understood intimately, because he'd lived inside it for years. Every client he worked with kept asking for the same thing. Written product descriptions, ad copy, and email sequences to go along with the designs he made. He was charging extra for it, doing it manually, and honestly, he hated writing it. Late one night in early 2025, instead of writing another product description by hand, he fed his client's brand voice and a few examples into an AI model just to save himself 20 minutes. The output wasn't perfect. But it was close enough, fast enough, that a thought stuck in his head. If this saved me time, it would save other freelancers time too. That single, unglamorous frustration, not a grand vision, not a business plan, was the actual seed of a $50,000 a month company. Dave didn't quit his job. He didn't raise money. He gave himself one rule: build something in a weekend, using tools he already half understood. He used a no-code backend, wired it to an AI model through a simple API, and built a rough tool that let freelancers paste in a product or client brief and get back on brand marketing copy in their client's voice. He called it, at the time, nothing impressive. Just a working link. The first version was ugly. There was no login system. No payment processor. It just worked, barely, for one use case: freelance designers who needed copy fast. He posted it in 2 places, a small designer Discord server, and a niche subreddit for freelancers. Not a launch. Not a press release. Just a genuine message: I built this because I needed it, try it and tell me if it's garbage. 40 people tried it that first week. 11 of them messaged him back unprompted, saying some version of the same thing. When can I pay you for this? That line, when can I pay you, is the moment most solo founders miss. Dave didn't. He had his answer within 48 hours. A Stripe checkout bolted onto the side of an unfinished product. Here's the part most success breakdowns skip, and it's the part that actually matters. For the next 4 months, Dave made almost nothing. Some weeks, $30. Some weeks, $0. He kept his freelance clients the entire time, building the product late at night and on weekends. Because he knew, correctly, that most tools like this die of starvation before they die of bad ideas. He almost shut it down twice. The tool had bugs. The AI output sometimes came back generic or oddly worded. And he had no idea how to fix the underlying prompts without breaking something else. He spent entire weekends just testing different instructions to the model, trying to get consistent, usable copy instead of AI-flavored mush. The turning point wasn't a growth hack. It was narrowing. He'd been building this as a tool for freelancers, which is a huge, vague audience with 100 different needs. He looked at his actual paying users and noticed something. Almost all of them were small e-commerce sellers, not freelance designers at all. People running Shopify stores who needed product descriptions fast, in bulk, and didn't want to hire a copywriter for it. So he rebuilt the entire pitch, not the product, the pitch, around that one specific customer. Same underlying tool. Completely different audience, completely different message. Once Dave knew exactly who he was building for, growth stopped being a mystery. He didn't run ads for the first year. He didn't have the budget, and honestly, he didn't need to. Instead, he leaned into 3 unglamorous channels. First, he documented the build in public. Every week, he posted a short update, revenue numbers, what broke, what he fixed, on a single social account. Founders love watching other founders' numbers. And that transparency built an audience of people who trusted him before they'd even tried the product. Second, he went where his actual customers already were. Not big marketing forums. Small, specific Shopify and e-commerce communities where people were already complaining about the exact problem his tool solved. He didn't pitch. He answered questions, and let his product link sit quietly in his profile. Third, and this is the one most people underestimate, he obsessed over onboarding. He noticed new users who generated their first piece of copy within 60 seconds of signing up were far more likely to become paying customers than those who took longer. So he ripped out every unnecessary step between sign-up and that first result. That single change moved his conversion rate more than any marketing push did. By month 9, the product had a name, a logo, and roughly 200 paying customers on a simple monthly subscription. Revenue crossed $8,000 a month. Small, by some standards. But it was recurring, and recurring changes everything. Here's where it stopped being a side project and started being a business. Dave made a decision that felt risky at the time. He quit freelancing entirely and went all in, even though the product was making a fraction of what his client work had. He gave himself a 6-month runway from savings. With his full attention on the product, 3 changes compounded fast. He introduced tiered pricing, a low-cost plan for casual sellers, and a higher-tier plan for stores generating higher volume, with faster processing and more customization. That single change increased his average revenue per customer by nearly 60%, without adding a single new user. He added a referral incentive. Existing customers got a free month for every paying customer they brought in. It wasn't flashy, but it turned his existing base into a quiet sales team. And he leaned harder into AI itself as the story. Because AI and tech tools were exploding in search interest and social attention through 2025 and into 2026. Every update he shipped, better outputs, faster generation, new integrations, became its own piece of content. He wasn't just running a business anymore. He was documenting the build of an AI product during the exact window when everyone wanted to understand AI products. By month 14, monthly recurring revenue crossed $30,000. By month 18, it hit $51,000. Let's be specific, because vague success stories aren't useful. At $51,000 a month in revenue, Dave's costs looked roughly like this. API and AI model costs took the largest single slice. Followed by hosting and software subscriptions, then payment processing fees, then a small marketing spend he'd only recently started testing. After all of that, he kept somewhere between 60 and 65% of revenue as profit. Still a one-person operation, no employees, no office, no investors owning a piece of the business. That's not a get-rich-overnight number. It's a real, sustainable small business, built by one person, solving one specific problem, for one specific customer, using AI as the engine instead of the entire pitch. So what actually made this work? Strip away the AI buzzword, and three things remain. Dave built something from a problem he personally felt, not a trend he chased. He survived the unglamorous middle, months of near-zero revenue, instead of quitting the moment it got boring. And he narrowed his entire business down to one specific customer, instead of trying to serve everyone. The tool mattered. But the tool wasn't the real product. The decisions were. If you're sitting on a version of this, a frustration you feel every week that AI could help solve. The lesson from Dave's story isn't go build an AI SaaS. It's smaller than that, and more useful. Find the one annoying task you already do by hand. Build the ugliest possible version that fixes it. And put it in front of 10 real people before you build anything else. If you want the next breakdown, including the exact prompt structure Dave uses to keep his AI outputs consistent. That's coming in a future video, so make sure you're subscribed for it. Drop a comment. What's the one repetitive task in your work that you'd actually pay to have automated? I'll read through them for the next case study. See you in the next one.